Greetings, my lords and my ladies. Welcome to another episode of Chronicles of the Immortals, where we uncover stories of our beloved heroes. And tonight I will tell you the tale of the perfect knight, Pierre Terrail. In an age of chaos, where kingdoms clashed and honor was a currency as valuable as gold, one man's name became a legend not just for how he fought, but for how he lived. His story is not of a king or an emperor, but of the knight who served them. The knight who became known as the Knight Without Fear and Beyond Reproach. Pierre Terrail, born in 1473, was destined for the sword. For generations, his family had produced celebrated warriors. As a boy, he didn't dream of knighthood. He was born into its relentless discipline. He learned that a true knight's strength was not just in his arm, but in his character. Chivalry, piety, loyalty, and an unwavering sense of justice. These were the weapons he would hone as finely as his blade. By his teens, his skill was undeniable, and he would enter the service of kings, carrying the weight of his family's legacy and a personal code that would define an era. His courage was the staff of ballads. At the Battle of Garigliano in 1503, he single-handedly held the breach against 200 Spanish soldiers, buying time for the retreating French army. It was an act of pure, audacious defiance. But Bayard's legacy was cemented not only in offense, but in defense as well. In 1513, commanding the rear guard at the Battle of the Spurs, he was captured. His captor, the Duke of Suffolk, was so awed by his valor that he refused to take his ransom, releasing him as an act of respect. This was the essence of his myth. He earned the reverence of his enemies. He fought fiercely, but with an ability that transcended the bloodshed. He was the living, breathing ideal of chivalry in a time when that ideal was fading. Beyond the battlefield, his code governed all. He was famously generous, especially to the poor and to his own loyal soldiers, often using his own wealth to support them. He treated defeated foes with dignity. His most famous act of chivalry, knighting his own king. After the victory at Marignano in 1515, the young King Francis I asked to be knighted by Bayard, the greatest living example of the order. The humble knight, in service to his king, bestowed the honor. In this moment, the ideal served the power, and the power bowed to the ideal. In 1524, at the age of 51, his luck ran out. Covering another retreat, he was struck in the back by a devastating crossbow bolt. Knowing he was dying, he asked to be propped against a tree facing the enemy. It is said his final words were for his comrades, urging them to save themselves. His enemies, discovering his body, mourned him. They returned his remains with full honors. Pierre Terrail, Seigneur de Bayard, died as he lived, in command, faithful to his duty, and beyond reproach. He became the immortal symbol of the perfect knight, a beacon of honor in the brutal fog of war, whose legend was written not in conquered land, but in universal respect. Thank you for watching and see you in the Infinity Kingdom. Bye bye.